They say, I'm curious if XRP is the next golden child of crypto. Wouldn't the supply be gone by now due to the value? Is BlackRock saving some for the rest? Thanks. So, I get this question frequently. People are like, well, if they knew this was going to happen, everybody would be buying it. I'm pretty confident. Yeah, I could be wrong. I'm not the end all be all, right? This is just based on conversations that I've had and my research, that a lot of this has been allocated. It's been negotiated. The institutions and enterprise players out there that are going to be leveraging this network to be able to facilitate value transfer and need a stake in it have already got a piece of XRP, BlackRock included. And that being said, if somebody were to front run the market or cause a supply shock or push the price up prior to when they really needed it, it won't work. They need a lot of demand for XRP all at one coordinated time in order to be able to push it to the value they need it to be in order to start using it. If they push it up 10, 20, 30 bucks and it falls back down because they didn't time the demand all at once, they're not going to be able to drive it to the price they need. And there's other people out there that have different theories. Again, I'm not the all. You should listen to multiple people and come to your own conclusions on stuff. There's kind of like an administrative repricing thing going around that's been discussed for years. We literally wrote, I was on the valuation committee with Jimmy Valley. We wrote the white paper on what we thought XRP should be worth in case the government tries to pay you to buy it back from you, or there's a seizure or something like that, which again, I'm pretty skeptical of. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's a good thing we have that paper in place just in case that plays out. But an administrative repricing, my concern with an administrative repricing is it's a fixed value. It's not flexible. It needs to be dynamic in order to be able to continue to grow over time. And if it, this is the same reason I don't think it would ever be pegged to gold. You need the value of XRP to continue to be able to expand over time as more value moves on chain, more things are tokenized, there's more value in settlement between counterparties. If it's a fixed value, it makes it very rigid and it wouldn't fit the use case of an exchange rate peg. If you want to go look up a white paper that was written by the IMF in 2014, they talked about an exchange rate peg. Shortly after that, XRP was rebranded to XRP from Ripples after it had been gifted to Ripple, and prior to that it was called XNS when it was originally minted. All that being said, that's my rebuttal to the administrative repricing. Could they do it like they did gold, where they bought it back from the American public, which they wouldn't have to do that with XRP. They could just take it from Ripple. They could then change the price to a higher threshold